Hello, welcome or welcome back. My name is Amanda and this is my channel all about knitting. Today I am on the floor of my craft room and we're going to be going through every single lingering project that I have hidden in cabinets and cubbies and all sorts of places around this room, and we're going to decide if I'm going to keep them on the needles and finish them or if I'm going to frog them and utilize the yarn for something new. So let's jump on in. I have, like I said, stuff back in this cabinet. I have stuff that I've kind of pulled out of nooks and crannies on the floor in front of me, and I guess we'll see how long this takes us. This one's fun and chaotic already because the yarn is trailing across the room from the corner I just grabbed it from, so that's great. This project here is my Daft Days cardigan, which I think was a project, I'm not even showing it to you yet, goodness, I think was a project from last year. You can see I am pretty close to finishing it, and it's so cute. This is a pattern by Clow. It's, I think, a cardigan, and there's also a shawl version of it as well. But it's a really pretty textured pattern. She designed it originally for Advents, I believe, but I ended up just doing the stripes in this way. And all I have left is a sleeve. The sleeve is even picked up and started already. So there's literally no reason that I cannot and should not finish this. I even have the button band done. It just needs buttons put onto it. So definitely going to keep this one on the needles. I might bring stuff like this downstairs where I sit on the couch and knit usually, just so that when I go to pick something up, it might motivate me to pick it up a little bit more. But this is so cute. It's definitely my style, and I just need to get my button gear and finish it. So yeah, this yarn is all my own hand-dyed yarn. I'm gonna try not to get into that stuff too much either. If you have a question about the yarn I used in a project or something, feel free to ask me and I'll try and figure it out for you. But some of these I literally can't even remember, and my yarn shop is closed right now, so that is that. But yeah, gonna keep this one on the needles for sure. Got the runaway ball of yarn. It was yeah, rolling across the room. So I think we'll set everything. I'm going to keep on the needles over in this direction and go from there. So the next project I have in front of me, I really want this bag back, which is not the reason I'm going to talk about. Gosh, it's dirty, but this is just the cutest bag. Anyways, this project is my Anesidora shawl. This is a pattern from Larkspur Knits, and I'm sure people are gonna get mad at me about this one, but I'm tearing this out. It's been on the needles now for, I swear, almost 2 years, and in the past year or two, I have learned I'm not a shawl knitting person. It's not my thing. Well, knitting them is fun, but I don't wear them, and they just get ignored and cast aside. And this yarn is so pretty. This Advent was from Stress Knits. It was like a plant themed, succulent type themed thing, and I want to be able to put this into something I'm going to use, and I really only wear sweaters, so I'm gonna rip it out. I have a project in mind already. I'm not gonna get into it too much. This pattern is beautiful. I have nothing against the pattern. It's a very simple textured stitch, and you don't have to weave in any ends. The ends all turn into the tassels on the shawl, which I think is really neat, but it needs to go. Like I said, I know what I'm gonna use it for already, which is great. So it's not just gonna get ripped out and I'm gonna have little scraps rolling everywhere that I'm upset about. So that is great in itself, but the fact that I'm gonna get to make something out of it that's pretty and I love is also great. So this is getting ripped out. I think we'll set that over there. I'm filming late at night. My hope was that I wouldn't overheat as much, but I'm still really, really warm, so bear with me. I'll talk about this one really quick, mostly because I have worked on it recently, so it is gonna get finished Spoiler alert, I guess. I don't know. But it's not finished and it is sitting up in the craft room. Gosh, very tangled. How that happened in the like 2 weeks I haven't touched it, I don't know. But I will be finishing this. I just have it on a break for a little bit while I work on a couple other things. This is my Market Henley by Claire Jackson. I don't know how... Well, there's the seams. That's why it looked funny. It's a very cute, lightweight, fingering weight, waffle textured garment. Super cute. And yeah, I do want to finish it. I just needed a break from the fingering weight knitting, to be honest. I am more of a DK weight person, so we'll be putting this back into the rotation soon. Look at that. That is embarrassing. Whoops. But that will stay on the needles for sure. This here also has been on the needle. Well, to be honest, I pulled the needles out of this recently because I needed them. And I guess that gives you an answer to what I am doing with this. I can't even remember what it's called. I'm going to look it up really quick. I kept my computer down in front of me for this exact reason because I knew I would forget about some things. I think I even put it in Hibernation on Ravelry. Yes. This is the Syncope sweater by Winter's Weather Knits. This is another case of I don't like knitting fingering weight garments. And this one was even harder for me to work on, first of all, because it's very oversized. Now I'm holding this up to myself with my pregnant belly and it doesn't even cover it, which is hilarious. But it's fingering weight and there's a lot of slipped stitches to get this texture. So every row takes ages, absolutely ages. And I just did not have any fun with it at all. I love this yarn color. I do have the tag with me actually. This is Cascade 220 fingering. Colorway is 9593. Love the color. This is one of my favorite colors, this sagey sort of green. So I'd love to find something that I could make out of this where I maybe hold it double with another mohair or a Sari, or even just get more of this yarn itself and hold the fingering weight double and do something in a DK weight. Because the, I guess, concept, the overall concept of this, love. Working on it, did not love. So this is definitely going to go. But if you don't mind knitting fingering weight and you want something really squishy and cute, it is very cute. It's just not bringing me joy, so it is going to go. And you can tell this was from December because this bag is definitely a Christmas bag. Okay, what is next in reach? This project here is getting torn out but getting restarted in a different yarn. This is my Fouette cardigan by Celine Feyten. Again, it's all tangled. This one I think I stole the bag from and it's been sitting in a basket. So the yarn again is all tangled, but I'm not getting the definition that I want on the stitches with this. It's alpaca and mohair. So there's actually 3 different yarns in here. And I'm just not getting the texture and the stitch definition that I want. And so that is preventing me from picking it up. And I really love this sweater. It's so cute. Sure, I hope I'm putting pictures on the screen. It would be helpful. I'm just not wanting to pick it up because I'm not getting the stitch definition that I want. So I actually did purchase, maybe a month ago, some different yarn for this. My plan is to, because holding these 3 yarns together gives me about a DK to worsted weight. So my plan is instead to knit this out of Sanifskarn Double Sunday. And what colorway is this? Don't have the name, but it is 3553. And I think this will be really pretty. And actually something I might wear more. It's a little bit more of a neutral leaning pink, where this is really out there, well, not out there color, but it's a brighter color and it's fuzzy. So I feel like it kind of has to be the statement piece, where with that color, I think I could dress it up or down with something, make it the statement piece if I want, or make it more of just like a addition to the outfit, if that makes sense. So this is gonna get ripped out. Again, I want to use this yarn. I like it. This is just not the correct project for it. So that is going to go. I know there's stuff in here behind me, but I have a couple more things over here that I think I'd like to deal with first. I should also say I am not going to be talking about blankets in this video, just because those are long-term projects that I pick up and put down depending on how I'm feeling in the season and that sort of thing. So yeah, those are going to be avoided in this video. And then any project that I have actively worked on in the past couple weeks, I left downstairs and is not being counted in this video. This is more stuff that like has sat for a good, we'll say 3+ weeks. A lot of these though have sat for months, years, embarrassing amounts of time. So anyways, I have another basket of shame here. These are both, oh, I thought this was a project. It's just a ball of yarn. Okay, so there's only one thing in here. I couldn't even tell you what pattern I was casting on here, but it was, the plan was to do a just straight up merino collar and then the body in boucle and like, so the cuff, sorry, let's back up. To do the collar, the cuffs, and the hem in merino and then the body in boucle. Now, I just don't wear, like this isn't a stark white. There's stuff going on in it for sure. This was just something I dyed up myself. Like there's blues and pinks and stuff, but it's just so pale. And on me, I don't know, I don't like how it looks on me, and I didn't pick this up after I knit the collar, which also goes to show that I wasn't interested in it. Like I said, I don't even know what this is. Just have the tiniest little bit of the boucle at the bottom. These stitch markers are from Denim and Rain. Again, Christmas ones, which shows you this has not been worked on since December. I want the needles back. Yeah, these are 3.25s. I want them back. So this is gonna get ripped out too. I don't know, I might over dye the boucle. The annoying thing is that it is caked up already because I caked this up hoping it would be like a travel project. So I would have to put it back into a hank. But I think I over dyed it. I might be happier working on something out of it. Maybe even a sweater exactly like I described, but I would restart it because I don't know what this pattern is. So that is gonna go, it's in a basket because I obviously stole the bag back from it or something. I don't know. This room is kind of chaos sometimes. Found a bag. That's good. Always looking for project bags. Nothing in it though, but I'll put that in the frogging pile. Next project here, I also missed this bag. This is Jenna Rose handmade bag. I love her bags, especially because this one has like a nice big strap and handles. I find I'm a person who loves a bag with handles. So this is my little crystals sweater, and this one has the same fate as a lot of stuff I was doing at Christmas, where I got the body and one sleeve done and then did not finish the rest of it. So the whole body and one sleeve is done. I just have the first little bit of this sleeve cast on, but look how sweet and Christmassy this is. Now, it's a little cropped with the bump, but not terribly so. Like if I had a pair of high-waisted leggings on, I think I could get away with it. So yeah, I really want to finish this one too. I think I just need to buckle down for like a weekend on my little crystals and my, now I'm forgetting the name of Daft days, and get those finished because they're so close to being done and I do love them. I don't know if I said this is by Celine Feyten, and the original pattern itself is just a 2-color one, but I decided to do all the color work in a whole bunch of different colors. This is actually my first foray into 3-color stranded color work as well. I'm pretty pleased with how even the tension is. So for that reason as well, like especially here, that was so slow going, but it looks so good. So I definitely don't want to cast this one aside. I put so much effort into it and it's so beautiful. And Christmas, with Christmas coming, I really should finish it because this is like the perfect I feel like epitome of a Christmas sweater. Not Christmassy colors, but Christmassy feeling. So definitely want to get this one finished as well. It also has a Denim and Rain stitch marker on there. Oh, he got flipped around. I was able to collaborate with Sarah last Christmas and we did a collection together. She had the stitch markers and I did some yarn that went along with them, and so I'm pretty sure I grabbed all of them, all but a couple. Anyways, they're very cute and I need to finish these projects and then I can put them on new projects for this coming Christmas, but that is going to get finished for sure as well. I'm feeling really good about what I'm getting rid of so far. I'll have to do, you'll see how messy this room is on the floor, but a pan of what I am letting go after this. So I feel like I'm talking fast, but there's not, I don't want to get too much into all these projects just because then the video would be like 3 hours long and no one wants to watch that. Now we're getting into, I don't even know what to say. If you are a long, ooh, what are you? Oh wow, oh I forgot about, that's embarrassing. See, this is why we're doing this. There's more stuff in here than I thought. Well, let's finish off all the sweaters and then we'll get into the socks. This beautiful sweater, I definitely need to pull back out and continue working on. This is, what are you? The Helia by Joanna Ang. And I think what happened with this one was I cast it on and then I was a little bit confused about the wording. And then, look, I'm finding so many stitch markers and stuff too that are missing. And what size needles is this? I should double check the gauge on this. If I was to, which I don't want to take this off my needles, it's beautiful. This yarn is beautiful and the pattern itself is beautiful, and looking back at it, I love it still. But I might have to, thankfully I'm not too far on this, re-gauge swatch for it because my gauge has changed a lot. I feel like I haven't worked on this in a solid year either. Wow, I'm finding so many missing needles. What size is this one? I knew I had more 3.5s. Distracted. Anyways, this is beautiful. The whole pattern is like the body is just stockinette and then the sleeves are a stunning twisted rib cable. And I love it. So I think if I'm going to continue on this. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm going to continue on this, but I might need to tear it out and restart just because my gauge has changed so much. And I don't even know if I gauge swatch for this. What is the gauge? That would be a good answer because I kind of know now, depending on what the gauge is, like what needle I usually need. So gauge is 18 stitches. So I probably need a 4 to a 4.5 millimeter needle, and I am using 4.5. Okay. Looks kind of loose though. Well, I'm not going to get rid of this for sure. We will figure out what is going on with it and go from there. This is such a pretty yarn. It's called Poetry. It's 100% superwash merino. Okay, forgot about that. We'll be keeping that. Beautiful. We'll see where we go with that. This must be, oh, I know what this is. This is, what are you called? This is another situation of, this is really white and I don't know how I feel. It has, you're probably not going to be able to see it on screen. Oh my gosh, I forgot about this Progress Keeper too. This is from Hello Lavender. Lento. This is the Lento. Everyone was knitting it maybe a year or two ago. And so I cast it on in, what do I have here? A strand of fingering and a strand of Sari, I think. I should just finish this. It knits up so fast. Maybe even just gift it to someone else. I already have the body split. Don't have very much on the body, but It does look like a cloud. Yeah, I do think I will finish this. Again, it's the situation of it got shoved in this cupboard and I forgot about it. So I need to bring everything that I know I want to finish downstairs so it's there with me. And then in the mornings I can open up the cupboard and decide what I want to work on. So this will definitely stay. This is, I think the colorway is Sugar Plum Fairy from my shop. Using 3.75 needles. I'll have to just be cognizant again of my gauge on here, because my gauge used to be super, super loose and I was able to fix it up. I fixed it, or my tension, what am I saying? My tension used to be super, super loose and I was able to fix it up. And so I'll just have to be a little cognizant of that when I'm knitting this, but I also am like past the sleeve split, so it's not going to mess with the raglan really or anything. I'll figure it out, but I really should keep this. I don't know if you can see on camera. You can't. It's disappointing. But yeah, it's like pale, pale pink and purple and blue. Kind of looks like cotton candy. So I will keep this one, at least for the time being, and I can reevaluate down the road. But that is very pretty. Okay, now we have got into Sock Island. I used to be a very, very avid sock knitter, exceptionally avid sock knitter, as you can see by this. And then I fell in love with knitting garments and completely lost the mojo for knitting socks. So here, for example, I don't even know what this is. I pulled the needles out of it, so obviously I did not like the gauge on it. Or you know what, I think I was trying to do color work and these two, the skein of yarn and the mini, are just too close together and the color work wasn't showing well. So I already started ripping this one out. Each will go. We don't even know what it is. This bag is cute though. I need to figure out what, because I have so many sock sets in here, what I want to do with them. If I turn it into a blanket or something, I don't know. But anyways, this one needs to go. I think the original plan, that I got the whole Anne of Green Gables themed set of sock sets from Mulberry Fiber Co. And I was going to knit socks out of all of them. I do have the first sock set completed into a pair of socks. Where they are, I don't know, but I think that was the second sock set, and then that's kind of when I lost steam. These socks are kind of the same sort of issue. I believe these were called Ananas socks, and they are in 52 Weeks of Socks version 2. I did test knit the pattern and I finished it, and I did it with this yarn, but I just wasn't happy with the fit, so I had recast it on in a larger size. And then I just decided which of course it's showing up great on camera, but in person the texture just doesn't show up right. And so again, I had pulled out the needles and I just haven't actually pulled the whole sock out. But this is a really pretty sock set as well. You can see that I did pull it out because I have this tiny cake here that the actual sock is attached to, and then the rest of it. I think what I was trying to do was go up, so many needles in here, go up a needle size for the color work and then do the rest of the sock in my normal sock needle size, but obviously didn't like it. So that can get ripped out too. And let's see, what else is here? I think I know what this is. And yes, oh man. This is probably one of my longest standing WIPs ever. I'd say it's been half done for at least 3 or 4 Christmases. I don't even know if I could tell you what this sock pattern is. I'm gonna see if I can find it on Ravelry. I'm not good at posting stuff on Ravelry unless it's a test knit and like I'm trying to advertise for the designer. So I'm gonna say Yeah, I can't even find it on here. I know it's a Sari Nordlund pattern. It's a really cabled, time-consuming pattern, which I think is part of the reason why I never really picked it up. I made myself finish the first sock, and then I did cast on the second sock. I think I'm about at the heel turn here. Look, another progress keeper. This is another cute Christmas one, which shows you I hadn't worked on this since Christmas. And this is a old Explore Knits and Fibers sock set. So old, in fact. Look at this tag. This is like paper tag days. Under the Mistletoe and Cabernet on Denali sock. I think what I want to do with a lot of these sock sets is, like, I'm going to tear this out, obviously. It's been sitting for so long and I'm never going to finish it. But make hats. I do like hats. I do want to recast a Musselburgh on. I had another unfortunate gauge issue. Is it even up there? No. With the last Musselburgh I had on the needles, where I fixed my tension halfway through the hat and then it just was not working. So I ripped that out and I want to restart it. But I also really like the, is it the Brownstone beanie? Yes, the Brownstone beanie by Tori uses one skein of fingering weight, but it holds the fingering weight double for the brim. And I think it would be really neat to hold, instead of holding just the main color double, hold the mini with it double and get like a marled look for the brim, and then do the body of the hat just with the main color. So, and hats are such a good gifting thing. Everyone wears hats in the winters, so I think that's what I want to do, but I am not sure. Oh, this is my half and half shawl. Again, I don't wear shawls. So I said that really embarrassingly. Anyways, don't wear shawls. So I'm gonna rip this out. I like the yarn. Do I have the ball band? It's Purl Soho. What base is this? Linen quill. I really like how the linen quill feels. I think it would make for some really cute tops. I have 3 of this color and then 3 of the next color because it's like a half and half big square. I'll make a pretty blanket too, actually, like a nice summer lap blanket. If I could find something textured that wasn't just like straight stockinette. This is boring. I know some people really like it because it's mindless, but this is boring, and you can tell I got bored pretty quickly because I only have like maybe 5 or 6 inches done on this, and then I never touched it again. So this is going to go as well, and I'll just cake that yarn and put it back with the other skeins that I have up in my cabinet. We're down to the final 3 project bags. What are you? No idea. Oh. This is pretty close to finishing too. But I just I don't wear knit socks. I have so many knit socks that I don't know why I'm not scared to wear a sweater that I've knit, but for some reason I'm scared to wear socks that I've knit. And so, and this one's just a tube. I think I was going to do an afterthought heel. I was probably knitting this at the movie theater or something. And then I have my second tube on the go. I also want that project keeper back. This is from Corner of Craft. She hand beads them. Very cute. I'm going to rip it out. It's just, again, socks aren't fun for me anymore, so self-striping yarn also makes really pretty hats or baby sweaters. Looks really cute in baby sweaters as well. This here, okay, this I need to finish because it is for my mom and she paid for this yarn herself, which is so embarrassing because I think she paid for it, or bought it rather, like 2 years ago. So at this point, this has been sitting for much too long, and now she's gonna watch this video and pester me to finish her socks. But these are Hibernation house socks. So it's got a folded over like double cuff and then just a nice textured foot. So I have this first sock started My mom has size 8 feet, so I would say I'm close-ish to getting this first sock done. I don't even have the second one started, but I really should finish this for her. Maybe I can have a goal to get this done for a Christmas gift. I feel like I could do that. And I really don't have a in my backpack knitting project at the moment, so this would be a good one. The pattern is really easily, well, actually I might have, yes, I switched this from, I think I really only took the numbers from the Hibernation house sock and then switched the pattern on the top of the foot. And I also switched this to 2x2 rib, where I think the pattern itself calls for 1x1. It looks like it, yes. Maybe even 1x1 twisted. And it definitely, yeah, I definitely changed the pattern on the top of the sock too to a moss stitch. So, but yeah, this would be a really good mindless in the car knitting project, so I really should finish this for my poor mom. Who knows if she even remembers about it? And if I wouldn't have said anything, she probably never would have. But now I know she's watching this video and now I have to finish it. So I will finish those hopefully this year. And finally, this I cast a hat on for a friend. And she didn't ever know about it, and I'm gonna rip it out. I don't even know what hat I was casting on. Maybe, I'm gonna say it was another Tori U pattern, possibly the Manhattan hat. Yeah, I'm gonna say it was the Manhattan hat. And I had dyed this yarn up specially for her. This is not my color. Or not my type of color. It's her type of color though, but this can also get torn out. So that is, I'm gonna take one more peek around the room, but I think that's it. Wow, I feel pretty good about what I did here. I think that is everything. I have cross stitch projects I haven't touched in years. We won't talk about that. And then, like I said, the projects that I've been working on pretty religiously. But the stuff I've been working on lately that we're not talking about. Let me count. I'm just curious how many projects I'm getting rid of and how many I'm keeping. Okay, so out of everything we went through, there were 16 projects total. I'm keeping 6 and I am frogging 10, which I'm pretty proud of. Now, a couple of those are going to turn into something down the road, but that's okay. My main goal is to use the yarn I have. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I think that is pretty good. Yeah, if you have any questions about any of the projects I talked about, I know I flew through them relatively quickly, so feel free to leave a comment down below and I will answer as much as I can for you. I will try and have the names of everything that I can remember or I can figure out in the description down below, and if you're interested in yarn or something, just ask and I will try and figure it out for you. If you liked what you saw today, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. It really helps the channel a lot and it gets these videos out to other knitters and crafters just like you, and it makes me really happy. And otherwise, I will see you next week for a regular podcast episode. Bye!